Greetings, Seeker. This is Timeline 3 in our Victorian London story. If you wish to start from the very beginning, find the link in the description. The persistent drizzle of London rain had become a familiar companion over the last few days, a rhythmic whisper against the window of room 22. After the intense experiences of the past, your mind had sought quietude, a space to process the extraordinary choices made, and the strange reality you now inhabited. The hum of your pocket watch, a silent presence in your pocket, was a constant reminder of your displaced existence. Though days had passed, a distinct sense of anticipation had steadily built, a quiet certainty that the next step awaited. Your unique temporal resonance, the subtle hum of your very being, felt as though it was drawing unseen currents towards you, shaping the fabric of this unfamiliar time. This evening, drawn by an intuition you no longer questioned, you descended the creaking stairs of the tavern. Florence, ever the welcoming anchor, was wiping down the polished bar, her auburn hair gleaming in the soft gaslight. The usual boisterous crowd was absent, only a few patrons huddled by the warmth of the hearth, their conversations hushed. The tavern, usually a hive of activity, felt strangely empty, lending an intimate, almost conspiratorial air to the space. Florence looked up as you approached, her smile gentle. "Ah, there you are, dearie. The gentleman's waiting for you, in your usual corner. Looks like he's been expecting you." A familiar thrill, a mix of apprehension and eager curiosity, tightened in your chest. The mysterious man. You moved towards the secluded booth, the floorboards groaning softly underfoot. He was there, just as Florence had said, his silhouette framed by the rain-streaked window, where the glistening reflections of gas lamps blurred into streaking lines. He sat alone, a half-finished cup of tea before him, his gaze fixed on the swirling patterns in the liquid. He looked up as you approached, his eyes, deep and knowing, held no surprise. "You have chosen to seek me," he said, his voice a low, melodic murmur, like the distant resonance of an ancient bell. There was a subtle satisfaction in his tone, a quiet pride, as if your decision was a validation of something profound that lay within you. "Your path has led you here, as it was destined to. You are ready for the deeper truths, those that transcend the quarrels of men and the transient forms of arcane orders. You are ready to understand the very fabric of existence, and in doing so, your own place within it." He paused, his gaze sweeping over you with an intensity that felt both ancient and deeply personal. "You are not bound by the threads of this time, are you? You carry a unique perspective, unburdened by the cumulative biases of the ages. This makes you a clean slate, a true seeker, capable of discerning the authentic current from the stagnant eddies of human ambition and fear." You settled onto the opposite bench, the worn leather cool beneath your touch. "I feel as though I am always being led," you admitted, the words escaping before you could fully form them. "As if unseen forces are pulling me along. Is this your doing? Are you guiding me?" The mysterious man chuckled softly, a sound like dry leaves rustling in a gentle breeze. "Guidance, seeker, is rarely forced. I merely open doors. Your resonance, your innate connection to the very flow of time, has already begun to attract attention. It sends ripples across frequencies that others cannot detect. Imagine a tuning fork vibrating in a silent room. Eventually, other forks tuned to similar frequencies will begin to hum. You are that tuning fork, and there are very powerful currents in this world that are beginning to hum in response to your presence." He leaned forward slightly, his voice dropping, though still clear. "There are two primary paths now unfolding before you, two grand designs that seek to draw upon your singular abilities. Two forces, both profound, yet fundamentally different in their approach to truth and influence. I am merely the facilitator, ensuring you hear both calls, unadulterated. Each seeks to harness your unique temporal displacement for their own ends, and each offers a distinct vision of power and purpose." He reached into his inner robe and produced 2 small, intricately folded notes, each tied with a different colored thread. He placed them on the table, pushing them slightly towards you. One leads to an individual delving into ancient teachings, whispers of a lost city guiding their hand. A path for those who seek the foundational truths to understand the very blueprint of existence. His gaze shifted to the other note. The other, to a force intent on reshaping the very currents of history, a brotherhood that seeks to sculpt destiny from the shadows. A path for those who seek to act, to impose will upon the world. He gave you a cryptic, knowing smile. Take them, read them, follow the instructions carefully. Your journey has only just begun. With that, he rose silently, a fleeting shadow, and was gone before you could fully grasp the notes. The scent of ozone, faint but distinct, lingered in the air where he had been. You chose the note tied with an emerald green thread first, drawn by its subtle, almost electric hum against your fingertips. Unfolding it, you found a neatly penned address, 73 Chancery Lane, London. Beneath it, a single intriguing line: "Seek the Oracle's gaze." The address was distinct, hinting at a private, perhaps even clandestine meeting, far from the public eye. The next afternoon, the dull London light struggled to penetrate the smog-laden sky as you made your way to Chancery Lane, a prestigious address in the heart of London's legal district. The terraced houses here were grand, imposing, their brick facades speaking of old money and quiet power. The air was hushed, refined, carrying the faint scent of old paper and distant city murmur. This was clearly a private residence, yet one that radiated an aura of intellectual pursuit and unconventional wealth. You knocked, and after a moment, a stern-faced butler, his expression inscrutable, ushered you into a dimly lit, labyrinthine interior. The house was a true treasure trove of rare books and esoteric artifacts, each hall and room overflowing with dusty shelves, ancient scrolls, and silent, curious objects from around the world. The scent of old paper, leather and faint, exotic incenses hung heavy in the air, a sensory journey through forgotten cultures. You were led to a large study, crammed with such items, a private collection Crowley had amassed through various means, both scholarly and daring. And there, amidst the scholarly chaos, stood Aleister Crowley. He was as flamboyant and intense as his reputation suggested, a whirlwind of energy in the hushed, scholarly space. His eyes, piercing and intelligent, seemed to take in every detail, missing nothing. He stood before a freestanding wooden stele, ancient and vibrant. It was not merely a slab, it was a vividly painted piece, depicting a falcon-headed figure, intricately detailed, with human-like robes and regal posture, receiving offerings from a smaller, human figure. The colors, though faded by time, still held a compelling intensity, deep blues, ochres, and reds bringing the scene to life, hinting at a profound spiritual narrative. Beside him, sketching furiously in a large notebook, was Rose, his wife, her eyes distant, her movements almost trance-like as her charcoal flew across the page, creating intricate, flowing lines that seemed to capture the very essence of the ancient painting before them. Crowley looked up, his eyes immediately locking onto yours, with an almost unnerving knowingness. "Ah, the seeker of extraordinary means," he boomed, his voice carrying an undeniable charisma that filled the room, making the very air vibrate. "Expected you, of course. My charming wife Rose has a peculiar knack for sensing the truly resonant." She spoke of ripples in the ether, a unique temporal signature. "She's been quite insistent about your arrival, speaking of it almost as if it were a prophecy." Rose looked up, her gaze meeting yours briefly, a fleeting spark of ancient recognition in her eyes, a strange familiarity that transcended your brief acquaintance, before she returned to her frantic sketching. She whispered a phrase in a language you didn't understand, a series of guttural, rhythmic sounds, and a chill ran down your spine, a whisper of unseen forces responding to her subtle call. "Indeed," Crowley continued, his gaze returning to the stele with almost worshipful intensity. "This exquisite piece, the Stele of Ankefenkansu, has been quite the muse for us. It came into my possession through a most fortunate acquisition, shall we say, a twist of fate only the truly attuned could orchestrate. Its museum inventory number, 666, a delightful synchronicity with my own magical designation. A number I embrace as the great beast 666, isn't it? I call it the Stele of Revealing. For weeks we've been performing invocations, ritualistic practices, designed to awaken the entities hinted at within it. And through this ritual, a voice has begun to speak, a disembodied intelligence. It dictates to me a new revelation, a profound spiritual truth that will shake the very foundations of established thought, an entirely new law for humanity." He gestured excitedly, his movements quick and decisive. "The messages are powerful, compelling, but they hint at something more, a deeper wellspring of knowledge, a primordial truth that can only be fully accessed where the ancient currents of magic still flow strongest. This voice has hinted that the complete transmission lies in Egypt, in the very land where such ancient powers were revered, where the roots of all true magical understanding lie buried beneath the sands. That's why we're planning our honeymoon there. Not just a trip, but a sacred pilgrimage, a magical expedition to receive the full revelation, to decode and discover the ancient teachings." He looked at you, a profound invitation in his gaze, his eyes burning with an almost zealous fire. "Your present seeker, with your distinct temporal resonance, your unique ability to glimpse beyond the veil of linear time, it's not accidental. Rose's visions, these dictations, they confirm it. I believe your unique gift could be the key to unlocking the full, ungarbled message in Egypt, to decoding and discovering truly ancient teachings. Your perspective, your understanding of historical progression, could be invaluable. Will you consider joining us on this quest? It promises a journey into the heart of existence itself." You listened, captivated by his fervor, his absolute conviction, the idea of direct revelation, of ungarbled knowledge from the source, resonated deeply with your own quest for understanding. The image of ancient Egypt, a land steeped in mysticism and forgotten wisdom, beckoned. Crowley's audacity was infectious, his intellect undeniable. This wasn't merely an invitation, it was a challenge, a profound opportunity. Later that evening, the weight of Crowley's proposition, and the strange hum of the emerald green thread in your pocket, lingered in your mind as you made your way back towards room 22. The London streets, once so familiar, now felt charged with a hidden current, as if the very air whispered of unseen forces. As you finally reached the quiet solitude of your room, you opened the second note, the one with the silver thread, which the mysterious man had left. You found it to be completely blank, empty. A sense of profound mystery enveloped you. How could this be? Was it a test? Was the mysterious man playing a deeper game, or simply leaving a path for a direct, less formal connection? You frowned, pocketing the empty note, the hum of your pocket watch feeling strangely expectant, as if anticipating a signal. You decided to walk, to clear your head, to allow the city's sounds to drown out the echoes of Crowley's powerful voice. You walked through the labyrinthine alleys of Whitechapel, a district known for its hushed secrets and historical shadows. The air here felt particularly heavy tonight, alive with a clandestine atmosphere that seemed to prickle your skin. You turned into a narrow, unlit lane, the brick walls damp and echoing. The gas lamps further down cast only pools of dim, flickering light, leaving vast stretches of deeper shadow. Suddenly, you felt a subtle shift in the air, a presence you could sense more than see, a feeling of being observed, even though you were undeniably alone. A chilling thought pierced your mind. How does he know me? How does he know about my abilities? I've never spoken of them to anyone in this time. The silence around you intensified, broken only by the distant rhythmic thrum of your pocket watch. A shadow detached itself from the deeper darkness of an alcove, coalescing into the form of the hooded man. He moved with an unnerving silence, his robes absorbing the already scarce light, making him seem like a void in the gaslit gloom. His face remained completely obscured by the deep shadow of his cowl. The other distant sounds of the city seemed to recede, as if his presence imposed a localized silence, a pocket of profound stillness around him. You felt a chill, a profound sense of having been awaited, a feeling that your very arrival was a preordained event. "Greetings, Seeker," a voice, low and resonant, yet oddly devoid of clear gender or age, addressed you. It vibrated directly within your skull, bypassing your ears, seeming to emerge from the very air around you. It was a voice that carried the weight of carefully guarded secrets, a quiet power that hummed beneath the words, a presence that exuded ancient authority. "Your unique nature has been observed. Your presence here is no accident. We have been waiting for your journey to bring you to this crossroads." He took a single, almost imperceptible step closer, yet the distance felt vast, charged with unspoken power. "Rest assured, your unique capabilities will be deployed in a much larger game, a game where the stakes are far higher than these gilded halls suggest. Your ability to navigate the unseen currents of time, to witness eras, to interact with the very fabric of existence, it is a gift of immeasurable value to my organization." The hooded man paused, allowing his words to sink in. His gaze, though unseen, felt like a piercing intensity. "For generations, our brotherhood, with roots in traditions far older than any visible institution, has sought to subtly guide humanity. We work through layers of other, more visible fraternities, influencing academic, political, and even esoteric currents, unseen yet profoundly effective. Our ultimate objective is global elevation. To steer human civilization towards its ultimate potential, to avert the greater darknesses, to sculpt a future of unparalleled peace and prosperity. It is a long game, played out over centuries, requiring precise and subtle intervention." His voice grew hushed, the words resonating with a magnetic conviction that bypassed your intellect, and spoke directly to a primal sense of purpose. "We believe you are the key, Seeker. Your power will allow us to shape, to control, to guide the grand trajectory of human destiny. If you choose this path, do not seek us. We will find you again, when the time is strategically right, when the next stage of the game unfolds." He dissolved back into the shadows as silently as he had appeared, leaving you alone in the dim lane, the hum of your pocket watch a thrumming response to the immense proposition. The blank note in your pocket felt heavier now, charged with the implied power of this mysterious organization. Which path will you choose to pursue the next stage of your journey? The hum of your pocket watch, now a steady pulse against your palm, demands a choice, a direction for its immense temporal power. First option: journey to Cairo to assist Aleister Crowley and Rose in seeking the profound revelation. Second option: heed the voice of the hooded man. Do not seek him. Trust they will find you again when the time is right.